I wish I had like a little jingle or something I could play at the start of these. I might have to work on that. I need I need like a little riff for the show, you know. I need like a sports center, you know. That's not Sports Center, but you know what I mean. Episode 2 of the Bullpen League. We just had the first weekend of the MLB season, so we are back to full schedule baseball finally, which is just fucking great. Um, yeah, we've got baseball coming up for so long. There's baseball out the ass right now, and it is just great. It's a different. It feels entirely different if you're a baseball fan. I'm sure it's a feeling that you've enjoyed this Easter weekend as well. So yeah, I had a good Easter. I got back home kind of late last night, and I wrote out the whole episode. I wrote out this whole episode, you know, as far as all the information I wanted to make sure I included and all that, and by the time that I got done fucking not recording, by the time I got done writing, it was like 11, almost midnight, and I've got roommates who get up earlier than I do, and I knew I could have done the episode kind of like this, you know. What I knew I could have done the episode in like a half whisper because I've recorded like that before when I've had to, and those are fine. But for some reason, it just didn't feel right to record the episode 2 of this last night. So I don't know what the title's gonna be. So whatever you saw the title of this episode, it was thought of after the fact. I didn't have the title last night either, so I wrote it out, and I'm recording. It's Monday, actually. This is a lunch break episode also. Like I was at work. I took lunch at 11, which I don't always do. Usually end up taking my lunch later, but today I went at 11, and right now I got the house to myself, so I might have made the right decision. We'll see, but again, happy fucking Easter. I gotta stop saying fuck when I'm talking about holidays related to Jesus. That's probably a good idea. But let's get into it, man. Again, we had games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we're sitting Monday, so we've had those games plus the 2 games in South Korea. So now we've had, you know, an actual sample size of some baseball. And where we are sitting, the league standings, Mets 270, Johnny's team, he is in the lead by quite a bit, 80.5 total rotisserie points there. Second place, Dick Trickle Fan Club with 58.5 rotisserie points. Yeah, I can speak well for that team, as that's my team, you know, but yeah, shit, I'm still 20 plus behind him. Mets is off to a hot start. Third place, Morel of the Story, 57.5, and then we've got Junior Mafia in fourth with 55.5. Fifth place is Shit Ass 99 with 52.5. I just saying Shit Ass 99. Jared might have the best team name. Sixth place, Nipsey Hussle, 47.5. Frat Mats in seventh with 44, and Stubby Clapped rounds out the league in eighth place with 36 points. It's hard to tell, man. There's still a lot of baseball left. That was kind of my tone of last episode as well. It's too early to tell a lot of stuff. There's, you know, rookies off to hot starts, rookies off to slow starts, or not rookies, but not always rookies, but, you know, there's a lot of young players with high expectations, and so if I can speak about my team, Nolan Jones and Jordan Walker, 2 young outfielders who have a potential to hit for power and steal some bases, and also hit for average. Just an incredibly high ceiling for those two guys, and so far they're struggling. I don't want to take either of them out of the lineup yet, 'cause there's not even been a week of baseball. And, Oswaldo Cabrera's got 2 home runs. Teoscar's got 3, I think. Yeah, Teoscar Hernandez has 3 home runs. He's on Mets' team. Regarding division standings, in the East, leading the East, we've got Shit-Ass 99 leading the way there, followed by Nipsey Hussle, Frat Matt, and then Stubby Clapped. In the West, Mets 270, of course, he's in first place. He's leading the whole league. Then Dick Trickle Fan Club, which is myself, and then Morel of the Story and Junior Mafia rounding out the bottom there. I know Junior Mafia, I noticed early in the first couple games, was actually kicking ass pretty good. And then that was before they ran into some troubles. But the standings are probably going to be crazy for a little while anyway, so it'll be fun to see where we're at in a couple weeks in the next one. But so I'll kind of say some stuff about each team, and we'll see what the fuck else I feel like saying, and then we'll get out of here. Again, I'm on lunch, so I'm not talking forever here. I got plenty of time though, don't you worry. So Mets 270 leading the league by quite a bit. He's been strong in the offensive category. He's got 7 starters in his lineup with at least one. Not one home run. He's got 7 starters in his lineup who are hitting over 300. That's gonna do you some good. As I mentioned, he's got Teoscar Hernandez, who's off to a hot start with 3 home runs. Who else? Bobby Witt Jr. is hitting 500 currently. That's not going to hurt you. And Francisco Alvarez and Pete Alonso currently hitting well as well. Hitting good as well. So Mets are doing well. And so Shit-Ass 99, he hasn't thrived too well in the pitching department this early, but he's still doing pretty well. He picked up Ke'Bryan Hayes, who started off strong so far with 4 RBIs. He's got Acuna Jr., he's doing well. And I see today, actually, he's got a Shotei Amanga's first start, the rookie from Japan who's playing for the Cubs. He's going to have his first start today against the Rockies, so that's a nice team to throw against in your first game, I suppose. And then Luis Arraez, he's off to a pretty shitty start. I mentioned it last episode as well, but he's 2 for 18 currently, hitting 111. Once he picks up, he's going to be a big boost to the average and hits, because those are 2 categories in our scoring. So that's going to be pretty damn beneficial, because he'll be able to contribute well to both of those categories. And again, Shit-Ass 99, by points in league standings, he is 5th overall, but he is leading the East Division currently. Moral of the story is our 3rd place team here, and he's currently last in runs and average, but still rocking 3rd place in the league, and 3rd in the West Division. Breaking news here. Breaking news, ? I see he picked up Matt Chapman, who's off to a decent start. He's got 2 home runs, 6 RBIs thus far. I actually wrote down Matt Chapman last night as a good free agent who is still available, and it looks like Morel of the Story's actually already scooped him up. So that's a good move. I would have done that too. But yeah, he got a good start out of Shane Bieber and Carlos Rodon, which, Rodon only threw 4 and a third, but he didn't get fucking railed, so I feel like that's a victory. And yeah, again, there's your 3rd place team. Junior Mafia, I mentioned they started off well, but dropped off a little bit since then. That's been related to some trouble in the bullpen. Josh Hader, he's thrown a few times. Let's see, he's got 3. Yeah, he's got 3 innings pitched and has yet to record a save. Just because the Astros seem to be allergic to winning games, so that's a fucking problem. But Josh Hader, I mean, he's still going to be able to pitch well and everything, but the Astros are already getting shit on. So, but again, 4 games in, I don't think it's a Josh Hader problem. I'm sure they'll figure it out. But that hurts. You're already falling behind in the save category. Alexis Diaz threw a third of an inning. He got lit up for 2 runs. And who else we got here? Devin Williams also still he'll be injured for another couple months or so that doesn't help. And yeah, the bullpen troubles have been there, but that can easily iron out throughout the season. And he's also got, as I mentioned in the first episode of this, he drafted Fernando Tatis first overall. He's off to a good start, hitting over 300 currently. So Fernando Tatis Jr. probable top 5 MVP finish. That's probably not that hot of a take. I could see it. Not Morel. Talking about Junior Mafia. Junior Mafia, they've got 11 home runs as well, which must be nice because the Dick Trickle fan club has not had that many yet. Also, Ellie De La Cruz on that team, so that'll be a good time. If he hits well, that could be a huge fantasy player there. Next up, Nipsey Hussle, second placed in the East Division. This lucky bastard has Mookie Betts, who has hit 4 home runs and driven in 10. He's currently 11 for 22, which is absurd. And he's currently playing him at second base. As I'm looking at it, he's eligible at second base and outfield. So far, he's only played games at shortstop, so he's going to gain eligibility at shortstop at some fucking point. And that's going to be fucking... he's going to be such a hack. I mean, you've got a guy like Mookie Betts, top 5 player in baseball easily, and he's eligible at 3 positions. That's going to be incredible. He's also got Luis Robert Jr. He's got a couple bombs already. And the pitching's been helpful as well. Chris Bassett has really been the only one who's struggled. It looks like he's got good outings from Pablo Lopez, Logan Gilbert, and Kevin Gossman. So not bad there. It looks like he's got Chase Silseth. Did I just have a stroke? Against Miami tonight. Stubby clapped. Unfortunately, our last place team here off to a slow start. It wasn't like that for the whole weekend, I can tell you that much, but it's early. No reason to read too much into it, but when pitchers, it's very common, I feel like, for pitchers to get out there and get knocked around their first couple of starts before they feel comfortable and before they, can really feel like themselves. That's a pretty common thing, I feel like, and sometimes you get unlucky, and I feel like that's what happened here. You got Max Fried, he got lit up. Aaron Nola didn't pitch well. And Zach Eflin looks like gave up some runs as well. So that's hurt the ERA, the WHIP, and other shit as well. It sucks, but those are all good pitchers who are gonna figure their shit out. But they all pitched during the first weekend and got dicked a little bit. But it's baseball. It happens. It's just it's why this show will be interesting, because we'll be able to look back at this episode and be like, oh yeah, like remember when they got railed, and then one of those guys will be a Cy Young candidate probably. So, but that's where we're at right now, and the pitching, in my past years of fantasy, it's hard when your pitching's working against you. It's not fun. It's happened to me more often than not. I've had to call some audibles eventually, but thankfully we're still barely in there. I was answering a text. I just forgot what the fuck I was doing. That's great. And moving to Frat Matt, who is currently 3rd in the East and 7th overall. He's got Shohei Ohtani. Damn good draft choice there. He's also gotten good starts out of Jesus Luzardo and Nick Pivetta to start, which has been nice, especially with the injuries to Kodai Senga, Verlander, and Gray. So that'll be nice. So despite those injuries, still getting good starts out of the guys that you have, so that's pretty damn good. And I see Jackson Chourio also off to a good start. He's got a stolen base. He's hitting over 400, and that's a rookie who's performing well so far. So that's pretty encouraging. Also, J.D. Martinez, who recently signed with the Mets, that could be a home run hitter kind of guy for you. And I'm curious to see how that'll play out. Andres Jimenez is also off to a good start as well. And we'll wrap up with the Dick Trickle fan club. That is the team of myself. And I know that I'll probably always wait to talk about these fuckers last. Just to, I can't hype myself up or anything before talking about everybody else. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. So how's the Dick Trickle fan club doing? Well, Juan Soto, I've got him, and so far hitting over 400. Oh, hitting over 500. Shit. Yeah, hitting pretty damn good. And Yankee fans appear to be very happy. And as I mentioned earlier, Jordan Walker, Nolan Jones on that team, two young players who have potential to be great, but are starting slow. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it happens. O'Neal Cruz also starting off well. I'm curious if he's going to steal bases. I can't blame him if he doesn't do it that often, but I'm curious if he will. And Freddie Freeman also on that team, part of the Dodgers' big three, who was massacring the Cardinals this weekend. I'm falling in runs and home runs so far, but I've managed to get to the top in saves for the first weekend, so I guess that's neat. I picked up Jason Foley, who's got 2 saves, and then Clay Holmes actually nailed down 3 of those Yankee wins, so that's a good start in that category at least. But yeah, again, Dick Trickle fan club, second place, chasing after Mets 270. And as I mentioned, there's some good free agents. I noticed while recording this that Matt Chapman got scooped up, so congrats on that. But also, Jung-Hoo Lee is available. Oswaldo Cabrera, who's off to a hot start, and Kyle Harrison as well, a young pitcher for the Giants who is probably going to have a pretty good year. Coming up this week, we'll have White Sox versus the Braves. That's tough for the fucking White Sox. Hopefully they can squeak something out there. And then Angels versus Marlins. Somebody's got to win that shit. And then Yankees and Tigers, both undefeated so far. So who saw that coming? No one, but we're early in the year. If you're listening this far, I appreciate it. And yeah, episode 2 of this was fun. It's still very early. Hard to tell really what's gonna be happening, but the standings are gonna be pretty volatile for a little bit. And right now, again, as I mentioned, Mets 270 leading the way, and we'll check in a couple weeks and see what else is going on. I'm almost scared to mention that there hasn't been any terrifying injuries yet. I'm going to knock on wood. There we go. 3 knocks. But so far, so good. Lots of injuries to start the year in spring training and whatnot, but so far, been decent in that department. I think I'm wrapped up now. I'll have to get back to work in about 10 minutes or so. I had fun. This was a fun break from my office job. Jeez, this is funny. Yeah, busted out this episode during lunch, as I mentioned earlier. So I will be heading back to work, and then I'll get to edit this thing, and we'll have it up on Monday as promised. So again, if you're listening this far, I do appreciate it. Just happy baseball is back, and fantasy baseball is a good ass time as well, and and I know I'm gonna enjoy this show and keeping track of how the league's doing and how that's looking. So, and if you're listening, I appreciate it. I'll be back this upcoming Friday for episode 47 as per usual, and I'll actually be seeing the Cardinals play pretty soon as well. So that's exciting stuff. The weather's getting better. Again, I gotta go back to work. So this is like back-to-back episodes with a crazy Midwestern goodbye. Jesus, I gotta figure out how to sign off or something.